Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 5 o'clock. I'm Ashley Afonso.
And I'm Keith Mcgilvery. Good to have you here. A reminder, the search very much continuing this morning for the missing 11-year-old Aiden Blanchard. This really incorporating authorities from Massachusetts and Connecticut. I'm going to be heading up to the state line at 6 o'clock for live reports throughout the morning, hoping for the best. We were saying at least the weather is cooperating.
Yeah, they were out there yesterday. Good weather. Hopefully another day of good weather today. Meteorologist Dan Amoranti tracking it all for us. Hey, Dan.
Yeah, good morning, guys. It's looking beautiful out there again today. And the next several days, we're at this spring fling, those warm temperatures out there as we get into the 50s to near 60 in some spots today, and possibly up near 70 for some spots by tomorrow. So yeah, a delightful stretch here. Yesterday, we got up to near 60. In fact, some towns top 60 degrees, even got up to 61 in the Hartford area, got up to 61 at Groton and 63 in New Haven. So it was wonderful yesterday, although we did have a little bit of a breeze at times. It still wasn't that bad. And temperatures this morning are slightly chillier, down into the 20s to near 30, right around 27 in the Hartford area, down to 24 in Willimantic. Willimantic, you've dropped off significantly. 26 in Putnam, 29 in Norwich, 29 in Meriden, and 27 in Danbury. So yeah, a little on the cold side. You may have to deal with some frost. In fact, I think a lot of the state has to deal with some frost this morning, and pretty much all of us, with the exception of Bridgeport and Waterbury, below freezing, well, and Chester as well, below freezing this morning. So just be ready for those colder temperatures, but really throughout the day, it's going to warm up quickly. And we'll be well into the 50s again today for many inland towns. I specify inland because that wind is calm right now, but it'll be from the south later on today. That's going to keep the shoreline a little cooler as that wind comes off the water of Long Island Sound. Watch these little, see these little green lines here. You can sort of see them, a little tough to see, but they're coming right off the water there, pushing some of that air from the shoreline, or from the cool waters of Long Island Sound right onto the shoreline. So if you're going for a walk along the beach later on today, just know that it will be a bit cooler than many other towns that'll be inland. So as we go on through the day today, those temperatures get into the 50s, some 40s along the immediate shoreline, but overall still a nice, sunny, beautiful day with those mild temperatures. So we're looking forward to that. And as I said, by tomorrow, it's going to be another nice one. After a little bit of fog, we get up to near 70 in some spots. We'll keep you up to date with that and that full 7-day forecast coming up in a bit. I'm also keeping an eye on traffic, doing a little double duty this morning, watching the roads, and things are fairly quiet so far, of course. This time of the morning, usually there isn't too much action to talk about, but still a little bit of leftover construction from the overnight hours, especially in the 84 or the Route 8 area in Waterbury. So I'll take you in to show you the map here, and it'll show you just a number of those little orange icons there that would represent some of those construction zones, like in Waterbury especially. And it'll take you and show you the Mixmaster here, which is one of those areas where you're going to have to deal with some of those construction patterns, as Route 8 is closed in a few areas. So this is Route 8 southbound, closed between exits 31 and 30 because of that road work, but that should be wrapping up around 6 o'clock, and hopefully they get that done a little early to allow for some of the morning commute to ease up. Fairfield, nice and smooth on 95, and we'll take you over towards New Haven. When you see a lot of pavement like that, that's a good sign in the traffic department. No issues with any major traffic incidents so far. Of course, we'll let you know if anything does pop up, but that's the latest for now. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Dan, thank you for that update.
If I could look her in the eyes, I would just ask her why. Like I said, I'm just mad. I'm mad I didn't get to know my son the way I wanted to. And I'm mad that he'll never grow up and that he was robbed of the rest of his life.
Turning now to a Fox 61 exclusive, a heartbreaking interview. The father of a young boy who was strangled inside of his New London home says he has a lot of questions and regrets. David Jasmine spoke exclusively with Fox 61 about his 4-year-old son, also named David. He regrets only having a sporadic relationship with the boy because of struggles in his own life. He says he'll always remember his son as a happy boy.
I'm just mad. I'm mad I didn't get to know my son the way I wanted to. And I'm mad that he'll never grow up and that he was robbed of the rest of his life. I don't understand how and why she could do something like this. It just doesn't, it's not her.
David Jasmine says he's finalizing his son's funeral. The child's mother, 33-year-old Tiffany Ferrato, is awaiting her next court date. She's facing murder and risk of injury charges, accused of strangling her son. She'll also have some tests done to determine her mental fitness.
And we are following breaking news from last night. Violence across the capital city. 5 shootings in Hartford, all in the span of 2 days. One of them killing a teenager, a 19-year-old killed not far from Connecticut Children's Medical Center yesterday morning. 2 other shootings reported just yesterday afternoon. Now Hartford police trying to get ahead of what's being described as a troubling trend here. Fox 61's Nia Maldonado has our report.
Earlier today, we were at a shooting over on Enfield Street, and not even after an hour, once the scene was cleared, we went to another shooting along Russ Street. Thankfully, neither of those shootings were fatal, although with this uptick in gun violence, the Hartford Police Department announcing the creation of a new task force that will be dedicated to investigating non-fatal shootings. Washington Street, Russ Street, Westbrook Street, Enfield Street, and Adams Street, all areas in Hartford where a shooting occurred within the past 2 days.
This is an uptick for sure.
The latest, a shooting along Russ Street Tuesday in the middle of the afternoon. Police say a man was shot in the leg. A few hours before that, a man was shot in the ankle along Enfield Street. Also Tuesday at about 2 a.m., a 19-year-old man was killed after being shot near the Connecticut Children's Medical Center, according to police. He was taken to Hartford Hospital but was later pronounced dead.
He's been identified as Andres Bonilla of Hartford. Of course, I mean, it's a young man. Nobody wants to see that. It's upsetting. I mean, every homicide to us is upsetting, but it doesn't get any easier as far as age is concerned.
Police say in efforts to make a suspect arrest, investigators were going door to door, obtaining surveillance footage and information, including testimony from security officers at Connecticut Children's Medical Center.
Our security team works with the campus security with Hartford Hospital, our partners at Hartford Hospital, as well as Hartford Police Department, and we take our cues from them to make sure, number one, that the building is safe, and number two, that the campus is safe, and then we take the lead from them on anything that we need to do to take those measures.
Today's 3 shootings just 1 day after police say a father shot his 15-year-old son along Westbrook Street. The son is expected to be okay. His father now facing multiple charges, including risk of injury to a minor. That same day, a man was shot in the stomach just past noon along Adams Street in the city's north end. And in response to the increase in gun violence, Hartford Police Department putting together a new task force dedicated to non-fatal shootings.
It's a proactive approach. We're hoping to make a difference in these non-fatal shootings and bring those numbers down.
Police say the new task force is set to launch next week. It will consist of several officers who will work with the current homicide team. Outside Hartford PD's Nia Maldonado, Fox 61 News.
All right, Zania, thank you. Time now to get you to this morning's speed feed. More news in less time. The search continues in Chicopee, Massachusetts for an 11-year-old boy who disappeared by the Connecticut River. Connecticut State Police joining in on the search for Aiden Blanchard. So far, investigators have found no signs of the boy, and they don't suspect foul play in his disappearance.
Meanwhile, the man who police believe is responsible for 4 arsons targeting 3 ambulance facilities and a home set to be brought back to Connecticut. We're talking about the man on your screen, 37-year-old Richard White of Torrington, arrested last month in Pennsylvania. He's also facing pending warrants for a situation in Meriden as well. We will continue to follow all of that for you.
And firefighters battling a fire at a 2-family home on Linwood Street in New Britain. The home appeared to be badly damaged. The cause of that fire still under investigation.
All right, a lot more to get to as we're live and local through 11 a.m. Ahead for you, many Americans keeping their eyes on a Minneapolis courtroom as jury selection gets underway in the murder case against the officer accused of killing George Floyd.
Plus, another victim has come out accusing the New York governor, Andrew Cuomo, of inappropriate behavior. We're going to have the details ahead.